Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel HealthQ, the place where our mission is not only to motivate you but help you to move on to the brighter side of the health. I am Physio Meghna Dave, a neuro-rehabilitation physiotherapist who specializes in Bell's palsy and synkinesis management and founder and CEO of HealthQ Rehab. This video is for people who are suffering from Bell's palsy, be it acute Bell's palsy or you are someone who is suffering from synkinesis. This video is something that will give you a very precise understanding about your face. So if you who are someone who is willing to work on your facial recovery, then this video is definitely for you. I know this video is going to be a bit technical, but it's very important for you to know about this. So what am I talking about? Yes, I'm talking about the facial muscles that gets affected in Bell's palsy. Friends, your facial paralysis is a condition which impacts the muscle of your expression. These muscles are also called as mime muscles because they are responsible for your expressions. The more you know about them, the more easy and logical it will be for you to work on them. So let's dive deep into these muscles. Friends, before we talk about these muscles, there are three important properties that you should know about this muscle that makes them very unique from other muscles on your face. And that's the reason they recover differently than other conditions. The first important property of this facial muscle is the fact that these muscles starts from a bone or else a muscle and attach to your skin, which means in whichever direction you take your skin, your facial muscles will follow. The second important property of the facial muscle is, unlike other muscles of the body that starts contracting from its origin and ends at an insertion, the facial muscle starts moving from its insertion and goes towards its origin. That's reverse pattern that you will see only in the facial muscles. And the third important property is they have got a dual control. What do I mean by that? You can make a surprise expression just when somebody asks you to raise an eyebrow. At the same time, imagine you get a gift that you were not expecting. At that time also you'll make a surprise expression. But here the emotion is different and a different area of the brain has completely acted on it. That's why the brain is control. It all depends on which center of the brain you are activating. Now these three factors play a very critical role in the entire recovery process, and for that it's important to know about these muscles. You feel that the face is so small, right? But do you know there are so many muscles here? In fact, there are around muscles in the face. So let's learn about them one by one. The muscle number one that you should know about is the muscle on the forehead, which is called as occipitofrontalis muscle. It's responsible for your surprise expression or raising your eyebrows. The next muscle that's present on your face, which is responsible for your frowning expression, is the muscle here, which is called as corrugator supercilii. This muscle brings your eyebrows inwards and make you show a frowning expression. The third muscle is a muscle called as procerus muscle. This is again in the inner side of the eyebrow and over the ridge of the nose and is usually contracted when you make a frown and a disgust expression together, making this minor creases around the nose region. The next muscle that you should know about and the most important muscle on the face, and that is your orbicularis oculi muscle. This is a circular muscle that surrounds your eyes and is responsible for your blinks, which means eye closing and eye opening. Whenever you have observed when it gets paralyzed in facial paralysis, acute Bell's palsy, the blink stops or else it becomes weaker. This is because of the paralysis of this face. And when you develop synkinesis, this blink becomes more stronger. What do I mean by that? It becomes more involuntary in nature. Whenever you will speak or make facial movements, the blinks will also happen without your need and without your command. That's again because of the over-contraction or co-contraction of the orbicularis oculi muscle. The next muscle here comes is your muscles of your cheek, which is zygomaticus major and minor muscle. These are your smile muscles. They start around your cheekbones and go towards your corner of the mouth and upper lip region. Both these muscles are responsible for your little wider smile and a laughter. When they contract, they pull your cheeks upward and give you that smile movement. Moving forward, let's move towards muscles around the nose. The most important muscle on the nose is nasalis muscle, which has got two branches. One is the transverse branch, which is on the ridge of the nose, and the alar branch, which is on the side of your nostril. This muscle usually contracts when you blow air in, flaring your nostrils. The other important muscle around the nose is called as levator labii equali nasi. This muscle is on the side of the nose and goes till your upper lip and is usually responsible for lifting your lip upwards like this. Whenever this muscle will be weak, you will observe that you won't be able to lift your lips upward, making your nasolabial fold look and feel more deeper and making this movements more difficult. Next muscle that comes is an depressor equali nasi, which is at the bridge of the nasal bone. This pulls the nostril downwards in the downward direction whenever you make a O action. Whenever it is paralyzed, it will limit the movement and you will observe that the nasal movements, the minor movements will be affected. Now comes the other two important cheek muscle, that is buccinator and risorus. Let's first talk about the buccinator muscle. This is the muscle for your whistling. This is lying on the side of your cheeks and is responsible to pull your cheeks inside whenever you are chewing. So it's a very important chewing muscle too. At the same time, whenever you are trying to blow air like this, or else whenever you are trying to whistle or play a flute, at that time this muscle is involved. Whenever it gets paralyzed, you will observe that this particular action will be difficult for you. Moving forward, the next muscle is risorus muscle, which is the horizontal smile muscle, usually contracting whenever you are doing a small smile or else whenever you are making an expression of contempt like this. In this muscle pulls your corner of the mouth away from the face. Whenever it gets paralyzed, you will observe that this particular action will be limited. Next comes another most important muscle, and that is orbicularis oris muscle. This is a circular muscle around your lips responsible for your pucker. At the same time gets involved in the coordination action of speech. Whenever you make pronunciation like p, f, where these lip muscles are involved, the orbicularis oris muscle is functioning. And when it will be paralyzed, you will observe that pronouncing these words will be difficult. Now let's move on to the next muscles, which are around the lower chin level. Here, the number one muscle is depressor anguli oris, which pulls the corner of the mouth downwards. At the same time, there is levator labii inferioris, which is on this side, which brings your lower lip downwards. And one more muscle that's pulling your corner of the mouth downward is a platysma muscle. This again starts from the collarbone and attaches to the corner of the mouth, and whenever it's tight, it pulls your face or the lips downward. Along with it, you have a chin muscle which is called as mentalis, which is responsible for the creasing that you observe on the chin when you are pushing your chin upwards like this. But wait, there are two more muscles that I forgot mentioning. These were around the cheek level. This muscle is levator labii superioris, which is responsible again for lifting the lips in the upward direction. And levator anguli oris, this muscle again is responsible for pulling your cheeks upward. Now, one unique thing about these muscles is all of these muscles that I mentioned around the cheek and the nose and the chin region start at side of the face or else at the jawline and attaches at the corner of the mouth or else on the upper and lower lip, making it very difficult for the weaker muscles to move. It's like a tug of war situation where whenever you're trying to make facial movements, since these muscles are weak, they are not able to strongly overpower the other muscles, leading to co-contraction and making synkinesis as in develop. So, if we have to work on these muscles, we need to follow a structured format to slowly and gently retrain and gain the facial muscles back. And that's why we have created recovery programs that aims at helping you to develop these muscles. If you who are someone who is suffering from Bell's palsy or synkinesis and you want to work towards recovery, then feel free to reach out to us. Our contact details are mentioned in the description box below. On that note, I'll end this video here and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.